Chapter 5 The Boy from the Hotel. Elara couldn't bear leaving Liam alone anymore. She moved him into a small guest cottage on the far edge of the Vance estate, hidden by trees and gardens. It was safe, private, and close enough for her to be with him whenever she could escape the main house. Liam loved it immediately. He ran around the garden, exploring, laughing, full of energy. He was smart, curious, and looked so much like Julian it hurt Elara's heart every time she looked at him. "Mommy, who lives in the big house?" Liam asked one afternoon, pointing toward the mansion. "Just, old family, sweetie," Elara said carefully. "People Mommy used to know. But secrets have a way of slipping out." Julian had noticed Elara's constant comings and goings. He noticed she always carried a bag. He noticed she was happier when she returned, or sometimes more anxious. He decided to follow her. He walked through the trees, keeping to the shadows, until he saw it, the small cottage. And in the garden, he saw him. A little boy, about 5 years old. Dark hair, dark eyes, strong jawline. The same confident tilt of the head Julian had seen in the mirror every day of his life. Julian stopped dead in his tracks. His heart stopped beating. He felt like the ground had fallen away beneath his feet. He watched the boy laugh, chase a butterfly, call out, "Mommy." And then Elara came out of the cottage, smiling brighter than Julian had ever seen her smile. She knelt down, hugged the boy, kissed his head, held him like he was the whole world. "My son," Julian thought, the realization hitting him like a truck. "That is my son." Rage, betrayal, pain, and fierce love exploded inside him all at once. She had kept his child from him. She had stolen 5 years of his life. 5 years of birthdays, first steps, first words. 5 years he would never get back. But as he watched them together, he also saw something else, fear. Elara was always watching, always alert, always protecting. She hadn't kept him away to hurt him. She had kept him away to save him. Julian turned and walked back to the mansion, his mind racing. He wasn't angry at the boy. He wasn't angry at the child he had never known but already loved more than his empire. He was angry at himself. For being the kind of man she felt she had to run away from. That evening, Elara returned to the main house, nervous but trying to act normal. She found Julian waiting for her in the hallway. He was leaning against the wall, arms crossed, his expression unreadable. "You have a beautiful son, Elara," he said quietly. Elara froze. The blood drained from her face. She opened her mouth to lie, to deny, to explain, but nothing came out. She just sank onto the stairs, tears spilling over. "I was scared," she whispered, her voice broken. "I knew you. I knew how you were. I knew you would take him. I knew you would keep him here, in this cold house, and I would never see him again. I couldn't lose him, Julian. He is all I have." Julian knelt down in front of her, his face full of pain. "You thought I would take him away from the woman who loves him more than anything?" He asked softly. "Elara, I was a monster back then. I know that. But I am not that man anymore. And I would never, never take my child away from his mother." He reached out and touched her hand, gentle, trembling. "You robbed me of 5 years, he said, his voice thick with emotion. "But I am here now. And I am not leaving. I want to know him. I want to be his father. And I want to know why you were so afraid of me, when I was already so afraid of losing you." Chapter 6 Father and Son. The next morning was the hardest and best day of Elara's life. Julian came to the cottage. He didn't demand or fight. He stood at the gate, nervous, unsure, like a boy meeting his hero. "Can I meet him?" he asked simply. Elara nodded slowly. She had kept them apart for so long, but looking at Julian now, humble, gentle, desperate, she realized the man she had feared was gone. "Liam," she called softly. "Come here, sweetie. There is someone I want you to meet." Liam ran over, stopped, and looked up at Julian. He tilted his head, studying him with those exact same eyes. "Hi," Liam said shyly. Julian knelt down so they were eye level. His hands were shaking. "Hi, Liam. I'm Julian. I knew your mommy a long time ago. And, I think I know you too." Liam smiled. A big, bright, Vance family smile. "You look like me." Julian laughed, a wet, shaky sound. "Yeah, buddy. I guess I do." For the next few hours, Julian didn't act like a billionaire or a powerful CEO. He acted like a father. He chased Liam around the garden. He built towers out of blocks. He listened to his endless questions. He sat on the grass, dirtying his expensive trousers, completely enchanted. Elara watched from the doorway, tears streaming down her face. She saw the way Julian looked at Liam, with love, pride, and wonder. She saw the way Liam naturally gravitated toward him, as if he knew, as if blood really did call to blood. But when they were alone later, the tension came back. "Why didn't you tell me?" Julian asked, sitting at the small kitchen table. "Even after you left. Even once. Because you didn't want me, Julian." Elara cried softly. "You divorced me. You said we were strangers. You made it clear there was nothing between us. How was I supposed to tell you I was having your baby when you couldn't even look at me without boredom?" She wiped her tears fiercely. "And it wasn't just you. I was in love with someone else back then, remember? I was confused and hurt. I thought keeping Liam away from both worlds was the best thing for him. I wanted him to be happy, not stuck between people who didn't know how to love." Julian was quiet for a long time. He looked at his hands, hands that built empires, now holding a small toy truck Liam had left behind. "You were right about me back then," he admitted finally. "I didn't know how to love. I didn't know how to feel. I thought being cold and distant was being strong. I thought feelings were weakness." He looked up at her, his eyes dark and serious. "But you were wrong about one thing, Elara. I didn't want you because I didn't think I deserved you. I pushed you away because I was terrified I would mess it up. And when you left, I realized I had already loved you for a long time. I was just too stupid and proud to say it." Elara stared at him, stunned. "You loved me since almost the beginning," Julian confessed. "But I was married to a woman who loved someone else. So I told myself to be cold, to be distant, to protect myself. And I ended up losing everything anyway."